Hi, I'm Alberto Onetti, Mind the Bridge, and in this Mind the Chat today, we will go to a very interesting sector in this is the sector of pools. Again, if you have a pool or if you want to have a pool, probably you should know this company. It's a Spanish company. It's called Fluidra, and is one of the market leader in Europe and internationally. And together, I have the pleasure to have with me David Tapias, that is Director of Innovation at Fluidra. Hi, David.
Hello, Alberto.
So, David, I think probably useful for our audience to get a bit of understanding about Fluidra and the industry, the very special industry that you are in.
Yeah, right. So Fluidra, as you said, is a global leader in the very specific sector, which is the swimming pool and wellness. We are covering residential, commercial sector. And is, as you said, is a very specific sector. Is a small niche in the what we call the water treatment sector. Okay, is a sector that, to have an idea, half of the market is in the States. So this is the big market for our industry. And then you have countries like France, Spain, what we call Southwest Europe. No, very related to the climate conditions. They are the big players also in Europe, and then you have Australia also, another big player, and in LATAM, for example, it's interesting to highlight Brazil, no? And maybe in Africa, the big market is South Africa. So Fluidra is attending all of these markets. We are we had our own facilities in 45 countries. Fluidra is a company around 2 billion revenue. Okay. Is a company with 7,000 employees, and is a company that we have an investment and in R&D innovation altogether that could be close to 3% of our revenues. You have to keep in mind that this is a market, it's a very niche market. It's a very interesting market because there is a constant growth that could be 5%, and it's interesting because a pool is a facility, is an asset that has a long life. So there is an interesting market for new pools, but also is most interesting the market of existing pools, the maintenance, the retrofitting. So that's the beauty of the market, that every new pool will need some maintenance and retrofitting for the next 10, 20 years. And we are, just to clarify, we are not pool builders. So we have a business mainly B2B. Our customers are the pool builders, pool distributors. So we are developing, manufacturing, and distributing all the equipment that is necessary for a swimming pool. So for water treatment, filters, pumps, etc., etc. So that's mainly the
okay. That's a good understanding. And going back to our own turf, that is essentially the world of open innovation, I think it might be interesting to deep dive a bit into Fluidra and what Fluidra does in the front of open innovation. As far as I can remember, you are covering most of the tools, the models that we typically put under the broad Open Innovation Act. I think you are covering Intrapreneurship, you are covering venture client, you're covering the investment arm, you are also some experience with M&A. Probably the part that you have not yet approached is the venture building part. So it might be good probably to give us a deep dive, and I think the term today is very, very appropriate in talking about swimming pools to deep dive into the concept of Fluidra Lab, that is the overall, let's say, area when you cover all these activities.
Right. Well, we had in a previous experience before the Fluidra Lab what was called Fluidra Accelera. So maybe 10 years ago, more or less, I cannot remember exactly, we created like an incubator or acceleration area because a lot of people, inventors, small companies came to Fluidra to offer some solutions. So at that time, we were only focused on R&D. So Fluidra is quite strong in R&D. We have a lot of engineers and patents.
How old is the company? That's something that I forgot to ask you.
The company started in 1969 in Barcelona. Okay.
Yes, in Barcelona.
So exactly. So from the very beginning, the idea of developing product was very in the NDA of the company. So we are very strong in R&D, what we call the incremental innovation. So how we make our products better. But at that time, a lot of people came to Fluidra. Hey, look, I have this idea, and well, we didn't know exactly what to do with that, and we said, okay, let's create an area in the company.
It was the typical
exactly
dominant model in the last decade, I think.
Exactly. So we created this accelerator, but it was we learned a lot. We have to say we learned a lot because we were not used to deal with startups, small companies, with investment, etc. So we learned a lot by ourselves. But at the end of the day, the profitability, let me say in that way, was not proper, and sometimes it was more a distraction than something profitable. So in 2019, it was just before I remember that it was just before the COVID. We decided to pivot and then, okay, let's do something that is more aligned with the strategy of the business, something that is helping the business. And then we create the concept of Fluidra Lab. The concept of Fluidra Lab is a very light organization. So we are 3 people, but working with a lot of external parties. So we have consultants, experts on different areas, that help us in the different processes. And we are covering, as you said, different parts. We started first with the typical one, which is the venture client. So the idea of the lab is identify what are the needs that the company or the opportunities or the challenges for the company to increase or to improve our competitivity, and try to find solutions outside of the core R&D activity. So this is one way. So we are a strong connection, understanding our sector with the innovation ecosystem. Trying to find those technologies, those startups, those corporates. It doesn't matter. What we are looking is a solution for something that we need. It's not only startups. Another this part, which is, it sounds good, but in reality, it's very difficult that the internal business units tell you what they need. I don't know if this is typical in other companies, but in Fluidra, when you ask the guys, okay, but what is your challenge that will give? They don't know, because in most of the cases, core business units are more focused on the short term, which is
they're focusing on operation. That's what typically good corporates do. But unfortunately, by continuing focusing on today's operation, there is no tomorrow. That is
they are good exploiting, so they are good exploiting what we have, But when you talk about exploration, for them is like something you have, and you identify these very interesting people that then you put in your list as a key persons that they try to look a little bit further. So to cover that, after we create a board for the lab, a board that is, we have the top management involved. We have the chairman of the company, we have the CEO, we have the CFO, and we have also external advisors. So the company is supporting a lot this activity, we decided to create what we call areas of interest. So before to go fishing or before to go scouting, we have to define where, and what we're interested. So we focus our scouting process in these areas that we as a company agreed that are from our interest.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a typical process of scouting, trying to identify the possible opportunities, and then there's a process of identifying which ones can cover our needs or could be interesting as being as our suppliers. Sometimes we have experience in venture client, also in buying some technologies, some patents, because those technologies or those are interesting to improve our products. We also run a lot of proof of concepts because we are not only focused on products and end user solutions. As a manufacturing company, also we are helping manufacturing to find also new technologies or new processes that can help to be more efficient. So also we are in close contact with the operations or manufacturing side, doing some proof of concepts, introducing computer vision, artificial intelligence in different processes. And then it came another tool that we launched last year, which is the venture. And this is something interesting because the venture, it came from a need. So Fluidra business model is, let me say, we sell products. So we manufacture a pump, we sell a pump, and that's all. But we are not giving services. So we are not prepared as a company to assume other business models. And then we identify that in our sector, which is a small sector, many small players, some small players, they started to provide solutions that go directly to the end users with some services around the pool. And we said, wow, this is interesting, but we cannot put this company inside because we don't know how to manage this. And then I remember in the board say, okay, why we are not creating a kind of tool that we can put, we can get some part of that company. We see if that company is moving in the right way and see if that opportunity is really a good opportunity, and then we will see if we acquire or not the company. So it's not a corporate venture based on making money. Let me say, I'm going to put money here to get 10x. No, it's strategic view of possible options around our sector that today they have a high risk, or a low certainty, and see, okay, we think that this could be something interesting in the future, and the success is acquire the company in the future.
Yeah, it's the sort of investments of pre-M&A too, substantially. You are investing, you take a look from inside, and then if, again, you size the opportunity, you believe there is a good strategic fit, you can make an M&A move.
Exactly. So the M&A department, we have, let me say, this is in the corporate, you have an M&A department, because part of the growth of the company in the past years is acquiring other companies. They are also involved in the Fluidra Lab, because we see, as you said, we see the opportunities as a future M&A.
Have you acquired any startups thus far you invested into?
Yes, we started last year with there are two startups. One startup is it's interesting because it's giving us two good points. One is that there is an area in the pool sector we are not covering, which is the anti-drowning. Anti-drowning is there are some companies offering different solutions, but as Fluidra, we never went into that market. And then we found this company, which is an Israeli company based in the States, that were giving a solution, very interesting solution, different from the competitors, that also introduced technologies like computer vision, AI, with cameras. And that gives us, as I said, two opportunities. One is to start to see if the anti-droning market, without putting Fluidra in the name, is how it's moving for the residential pools. And the other one is using that technology, because the difference from our sector is that many things happens underwater, and today there are a lot of solutions. For example, all of us, we have these Roomba robots with cameras, but outside the water, everything is a little bit easier. When you go into the water, many difficulties. So these guys, they have solved how we take good images under the water and how to transform this into information. And with that, we can make our products more smart. So we know what is happening inside the pool, and this gives us the opportunity to add this, let me say, intelligence to other products. Then we have another one that was in the middle of this year. That is a French company that this is more focused on the commercial side. This is interesting because it's playing with another technology, which is a digital twin. So this is a company that is adding some sensors. To imagine that you have a swimming pool from a municipality, indoor. Normally, there is a big cost in terms of energy, water, etc., to keep the pool in those conditions. So this company is offering a service which is making a digital twin of the pool and adjusting and giving you advice what you have to do to reduce as much as possible the consumption of energy, the consumption of water. So at the end, you are giving savings to the pool, and this is something that is working in France, and now we are introducing also the concept in Spain with very interesting, a lot of traction in the commercial pools. So we are expecting also a good development of that company.
That's a very two interesting cases, and going back to the point that you made, that technically speaking, you identify the potential M&A targets, and then there is a department in the company that is in charge of managing the due diligence and then making the operation. Do you perceive that for them is a bit more complicated to buy a startup company rather than a normal company? Really, these departments are designed to buy market, not to buy future market. And that typically I perceive that there is some difficulties understanding how you can price some millions, something that has maybe a negative EBITDA. And so that is something that is a problem. So have you experienced some necessity to align the expectation, making them understand how it works?
Yes, you are totally right. So when you see the business plan, the first thing that the guys from M&A say, "Ooh, what is this?" Because normally the first business plan is like, we are going to sell 100 million in the next, And also you said that we are buying companies with a negative EBITDA. Here, the good thing is that the team we have is they have experience. Also, they had experience in this field, but also we have a very helpful external consultant, which is a company that is they are experts on this and is helping a lot to understand, and especially the financial team and the M&A team. That's okay. There are some risks, and we have to see the things different. And I remember that at the beginning we have to explain very well the concept of ventures. Ventures means risk. So normally when we buy a company that is close to the core business, is a company that has clients, they are selling, they have a market. So it's, let me say, it's easy on that side, because you know that this company is already running well. And then we have to explain that, well, here we are buying a possibility in the future. So this is what we are investing here. We are not buying nothing in the present. We are buying a possibility in the future that could be 3, 4, 5 years. And in general, in my opinion, is good to have, not I think having M&A on board it helps you to to be more close to the earth. No, sometimes they try to.
Yes, they ground you. Yes, because
Exactly.
the time that you need to go through a proper due diligence, like
Yes,
when you see people that are not excited at all, and you are overly excited, because again, sometimes corporate there are different units that speak different languages. Yeah, you are enthusiast and positive and optimist by nature. This is in your job description. If not, you cannot be the director of innovation. And on their side, they are pragmatic, financially driven by nature. No, they cannot be the M&A again. So this clash of culture can produce a clash. You need to explain things that probably they do not understand, but at the same time, it's a good exchange. Help you to ground a bit more your expectation. You can deliver to the startups some concern that has been identified, and we are currently supporting a company exactly in the same field for doing the due diligence for potential investment, strategic play, and taking an external view of the company and looking what are the potential critical areas with critical time, or something that they assume, the startup assume, but on the other end, not necessarily will happen. So I see a business plan when a startup is assuming that they will raise an additional fund, while the initial round of finance is not even produce something that is close to break even. So essentially, they're using round two to finance still the path to break even on the first pre-industrial pilot plant, and then they will have another one that will be probably funded. And so just to showcase and showing that problem is valuable also for the innovation team to understand that there is a severe criticality, severe risk of the company, because if you don't get the second round, the company is gone. And so that's sometimes is a good confrontation to have, a good discussion to have.
And also there is something that we implemented, which is to have a sponsor inside. So normally, especially when we talk about investment, or say corporate venturing, we present opportunities at the board only if there is someone sponsoring from different business units. It could be marketing, it could be R&D, depending on the opportunity. We look for someone in the company that, a part of us, someone who is more on the operations, think that could be a good opportunity. And for example, the French company that I was talking about, it was the business unit of commercial pools that they explain in front of the board the opportunities and the synergies that kind of technology and that kind of solution could give us in our portfolio of solutions. So we also try to present opportunities that are more or less close to the strategy. Sometimes we are presenting in our investment thesis, there is a 20% space of technology. So when we identify a technology that could be relevant from our sector, we can play with startups that maybe they don't have already a product in the market, but that technology could be interesting. But this is not very common in our sector.
No, that's a good point. Yes, and then so we discussed about the venture client. Again, you started originally with the usual accelerator. Then typical accelerators historically has not produced so much track record in terms of results, also because early stage startup was not exactly a good fit for a company of your size. So you evolve into the concept of lab that includes a venture client, mostly for identifying some potential solution to be onboarded. Then the investments arm, technically speaking, is identifying some potential future areas, and was very, very interested in the concept that is also your way for start identifying solution as a service in a company is mostly selling products. And then there is the M&A play that technically happens when it makes sense, and sometimes and eventually, but it's part of your let's say, innovation strategy. And there is the last pillar, that is the intrapreneurship. How you involve the rest of your people that are not an R&D role, an innovation role, into this big game called innovation. And why is it important?
This is a good question. I think this year is going to be the 7th edition, so we started very early, even when we had the acceleration, to create an entrepreneurship program. Primarily, it was not a focus on, okay, we are going to create a lot of ideas. The first idea was we want to involve the people in the mindset of innovation, in the problem-solving approach. So we want to give a space, to our staff to participate, in a project that we launch some real challenges, and then we have a process of filtering, and we select 5, let me say, ideas or 5 teams, and then we mentor them to a process of refining the idea. So during this process, they learn. We offer some information, some mentors about how to present the idea, how to pitch, how to evaluate, how to reduce risk, etc. So this is a process that can take a couple of weeks with some mentors, and then these 5 ideas, they go and pitch in front of the top management. So this is something that for a company like us, the people to have the opportunity to present an idea in front of the chairman, the CEO, etc., and to be evaluated. So this is an event that internally is really nice. Okay, so and then this, let me say, this jury that is mainly the top management is deciding which ones they move forward. At that point, what we are adding or what we are giving is some resources to those projects, to move to the next step. That could be, for example, to reduce or to prove some hypotheses. That could be, is this product or this solution accepted by the market? So we are going to do a prototyping, sending a fake website just to know if people is accepting. So we are trying to move through this funnel, reducing the risk of the market, the risk of the feasibility, technical feasibility, and economical viability. Of course, very few of them reach the end, but we have a couple of years ago, we have one solution that was really interesting. That was an application to involve all the company in this also concept of being a more sustainable company. So there was an app that all the organization is using every year with putting some challenges. The people is adding what they are doing to be every day more sustainable, etc. And this is something that we won. Now we are in the process of adding some platforms, because that was, let me say, that was did in a very old manner. Now we are using a platform, and the idea is to not to launch once per year. The idea is to keep the platform open and to give the opportunity to start giving ideas and opportunities, all around the year, because we see that there is here a lot of good ideas, not especially on what we were expecting, which is the products, but there is a lot of ideas on how to improve our efficiency, because people know very well what they are doing and how they can improve their daily operations. So here there are a lot of small insights, small things that we can do that can have a good impact in the efficiency of the company. So
yes, maybe not nothing disruptive, but something
exactly. There are some ideas, that are. But in general, what is interesting also is the innovation inside the box. So something that is already happening that we could do better, and give us, for example, more efficiency on the product, which it means that the product is more profitable. No, that's very good. Also.
It's the same trend that we are seeing. Again, we run many entrepreneurship programs across the globe with many companies, and we see that maybe some ideas that are not the one even that got pitched in front of the top management because of the less visionary, but they are ideas that can be easily implemented and can produce substantial savings in terms of operation cost, CO2 footprint, efficiency, time to market, because people that actually are doing something, if you ask them properly, you engage them in a way that they find it interesting to do it, typically know how to do something way more better. And so that's
if you give them, if you give them in a scenario that they can explain and show this is sometimes is helping, to say, okay.
Oh, yes, because sometimes people feel they are not heard, and because you don't ask them. If you ask them and you incentivize them to be part of that, you make them feel heard, just that is probably, we see that typically produce gigantic results.
But that's really true. We see that, for example, one of the things that they value the more is the possibility to have visibility in front of the top management, because and from the talent perspective, in a couple of times we detected persons, staff that, hey, who is that person? Well, this person is working on the production. This is a very interesting person. Maybe and we had some movements. I know a couple of them that, thanks to be in front of top management, they realize that they have potential. So that's also interesting from this.
You notice, then you spot them. That probably if you leave them where they are, you don't. I think to us is also a way of filtering people that have an entrepreneurial or positive attitude inside the company, and to properly, first of all, to know about them, and secondly, to put that in places when they can play a larger role. Perfect. We are coming to the end of our conversation. A final question for you being many years in the role as innovation director. So again, what are your recommendations to your peers again? What has been the thing that you have learned? One thing that you learned, something that you see that it was working, something that was not working. So what?
My opinion, I think is that first thing is receipts. I remember that when I started, a lot of books, a lot of receipts, a lot of models. That's good to know, but it's more important to understand how your company is working, how your company is, because the company is not the same every year. So you have to make your own receipt that normally maybe is not working from nobody else. When I say receipt, I mean the way you do.
And the model.
The model.
I think the model with the company that you are working with, and also you say a very, very good point how the company is evolving, because
the company is evolving. Sometimes they change part of the management and they see the things different. So it's a process of I say evolution. For me, innovation, evolution are two concepts that are very close. The difference is that innovation, you are forcing the change. Evolution is something that happens, because there are some changes, that appear and takes more time. But at the end, you are doing the same. So you are trying to modify the model to adapt to the company, to be helping the company, and the company is changing with the time. And in general, the other thing that for me was helping a lot is what I said. It's very important, the networking. Normally, open innovation is something that has to work in parallel in the company. It cannot be in the. We are lucky because our department is in the company, but has it's running in parallel. We have our own board. We have our own processes. So we are not working, let me say, with the same processes, no? This is very important to have commitment with the top management. I know that this is in all the books, but it's true. So we don't have commitment and support from the very top management. But also is important to have support from the middle management, because the top management is giving you the authority, but the middle management is the one that makes the things happen. So if not, you have to be in general in a good relationship with the whole organization, because innovation is not just something that happens in one room. It's something that you need more or less the alignment of many people in the organization. And normally we put a focus on the top management, but if the middle management is not helping, nothing moves. Yes. So it's more it's like sometimes I think I'm public relations, no? So it's
I technically define open innovation managers as sales agents. Again, you need to sell your stuff, you need to convince others to buy it, you need to convince others that is relevant. Some people naturally get it, some people they don't, and so you need to push and sell. So to me, an open innovation manager should walk the corridor of the company rather than going to the Web Summit, the Vivatech of the world, because at the end you can find also the best startup of the world, but if internally they're not convinced to adopt the solution, nothing will happen.
Exactly, and also it's good to have this ability to engage the people, not being so technical. So because the technology is a tool, but what the people is exciting about is how we can make the company bigger. So it's more about the business, the opportunities, how we can help them, their business area, with new products, new solutions. So this is what makes the people more excited about open innovation. And then always some of them they see us as a cost center. These guys are the ones who are expending the money. Well, but this is something that you have to deal with. But normally, if things go in the right way, people understand that is important. And we always say that it's not only the to find opportunities, it's also to have someone looking at mid long term, which is important for the company, and trying to see what happens around you, and trying to avoid that anyone coming from your left or your right, can put you in danger. So this is something that it's also a value for the company, that it's difficult to evaluate, but I think the company understands that we have to have this kind of antenna, trying to understand what is happening.
No, but that is a good point. But again, that we think we can end the conversation with just this note. I think rather than people might call you a cost center, say, fine, I'm a cost center, but I'm the equivalent of a premium you pay to an insurance because I'm a lifesaver. And that's what your goal. Perfect. Thank you, David, for the conversation, and congratulations for the good job you guys have been doing at Fluidra. Again, we live in the same place that is Tech Barcelona, and so again, we meet regularly, and so we have been the opportunity to monitor closely what you guys have been doing the past few years, and we are doing very well. And so keep up with the good work.
Thank you very much.
We're going to discuss how this model will further evolve.
Thank you very much, Alberto, and thank you for supporting and helping us.